Ladies and gentlemen, Trump and his offspring have a horrible reputation. They do. In fact, when Trump first went into office, if you were following this family closely, you would have known that Ivanka and Don Jr. got in trouble and they were about to be prosecuted for scamming people in a real estate deal out of millions of dollars. Trump's lawyer got them out of the whole thing. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is just another example of people that do criminal things that are free and walking around. Now, if you and I would have stole millions of dollars swindling people, you would be sitting behind bars right now. But because of who Trump is, his kids get to be free. Now, there's another lawsuit that has come up with Trump, Don Jr., Eric, and Ivanka have scammed poor people out of money, and they are being sued. And this is through a shell corporation. See, that's why they love these shell corporations, ladies and gentlemen. They try to make their thievery look legal. So they have been accused of swindling poor people out of their money. And again, in millions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. And this is how I know the Trumps are not as rich as they claim. When you are really super rich, you don't have to swindle people out of money. You don't have to stoop to such petty levels to get money. But these four do. And there's a reason for that, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the big reason why Donald Trump don't want to show those tax returns, because he's not as rich as he claims. He's not rich. So I'm going to lead to something else. You know, when it comes down to Trump and his kids, the apple just don't fall far from the tree. You have Ivanka that is now committing a big security breach. She has a personal email account, and she's been conducting government business through this email account. This came out November 19th, 2018 in the New York Times. Ivanka Trump repeatedly used personal email at White House review finds. Now listen to this. Ivanka repeatedly used personal email account to conduct government business in 2017. Okay, so they have a finding that she is doing this and did it on a regular. And she's discussing all kinds of things that should never be discussed in a personal email account. So she has exchanges with our personal account with cabinet secretaries, as well as forwards of schedules to her assistant. A person familiar with the emails said, so the Democrats will be in charge. So, of course, there's going to be oversight committees. And you can best believe they're going to be called on the carpet for this kind of stuff. You know, between Trump and his kids, I'm telling you, a lot of things are going to be leaked that should not be leaked. You know, Trump has already revealed things on Twitter that never should have been revealed. And he was called out on that, I remember, as far back as last year. And now you have his daughter that's doing this. An article says also her husband, Jared. And these are senior advisors doing this. And I'm sure many of you remember the Hillary Clinton debacle of her private email use, you know. And if you remember, the Trump supporters were yelling, lock her up, lock her up. Well, what about these two? Oh, I know it's different, right? That's the problem with your system. See, it's not a real criminal justice system because, see, it it's only enforced on people that you don't like, but the people that you do like that commit crimes, you don't want it enforced on. It's a criminal system. And you run it well, by the way. Okay, so Clinton, her situation went back to 2015. Another person, these folks all claim they got high IQs, but they don't have the sense of a gnat because they use their personal email accounts for government business. Yeah, well, so much for those high IQs, right? And you saw how they went on and on and on about Hillary, and that's because Hillary did a lot of heavy duty interacting with people on government business. And now they're finding Ivanka is doing the same exact thing. So they're saying her email use says Monday that there were up to 100 related to government business, but hundreds of others related to schedules. So she was putting the schedules out there. You know how dangerous that is? What if somebody wants to come after you? They can just eyeball a schedule, know your whereabouts, and come right after you. And you put it in a personal email account. The New York Times reported in September 2017 that Ivanka, Trump's eldest daughter, was one of the least six White House advisors using private email in the early days of the Trump administration. Newsweek, the same month, reportedly specifically on Miss Trump's email, you say it was mostly before she was formally joined the administration. She occasionally did so after she was sworn in as advisor. So they're trying to cover for her, saying it was before she was officially sworn in as an advisor. But they're saying there's also emails in her personal account afterwards. How about not doing this at all? You would think after all of the upheaval they heard about Hillary Clinton doing a similar thing, they would have sense enough to not go into the White House doing these things. But no, not Trump and his kids. So now there's, of course, White House spokeswoman referred to calls to Ivanka, private lawyer. Of course, they're not responding over this issue. And they're not going to respond, ladies and gentlemen. They're not. They're not going to respond. But now you got another problem coming up, another security breach, and then you'll be whining and complaining that this should be viewed as nothing, but actually it should be. Okay? Because once you take an oath and you go into that White House, and even if you are not sworn in, you should not be talking about government business through a private account. That's a reason why they create a separate government account for you to communicate with. Use it. Okay? Use it. Oh boy. These folks will never learn. They will never learn. The president's family is not above the law, and there are serious questions that Congress should immediately investigate. Austin Evers, the group's executive director, said in a statement on the website.